down and you relax a little and you're like, yeah, you know what? They're just still a little tired. They're still waking up. And you just move on about your day. You won't keep seeing that. You're going to see a completely different person, right? Hey, Kay. Hey, Susan. Right, Faith? Went through betrayal with my close friend. How to deal with it. I'm shook. Like that you create everything in your reality, right? When I ask people that, like, you create everything. So everything's a reflection of you. Everything's a mirror. So like when I say that to people and I wait for the response, well, and they say, yeah, I get that. I get that it's all me. Everything's reflecting back to me, giving me an opportunity to move towards best and better. Then we can chat. But if you're not, you know, in an understanding that you create everything in your reality, then it's not worth chatting about, right? You gotta know what I mean? So you gotta know you create everything in your reality. Everything you created up until this point was all your creation. It's all coming from you. Everything's coming from you. So if you want to move towards best and better with your friend, you got to first know, okay, well, there's an amazing relationship with my friend that exists right now. It exists right now. I'm moving towards it right now. And in these moments, here's the two. We're having a disagreement. We're not getting along. And here we are, BFFs, and we are having the time of our lives. But you're sitting here talking about this one. Oh my God, I can't. They're mad at me. This is it. Well, guess what? That's what you keep. That's the one you live in. So you got to calm yourself down whenever this one pops up. I know that we have an amazing relationship. And that's all I need to know. I know that that's done now. And I know I'm moving towards it now. And you got to keep doing that so you can actually experience this one. But you can't react to this one. You can't talk about this one. You can't keep venting about this one. Or you stay in this one. It's actually very simple. Like when we realize that it's just our focus and attention that keeps things in our experience. But we have to accept that first. If we can't accept that, then you can't. You're just going to keep experiencing what you don't want. Right? So you got to go back to the simplistics of this, that what I focus on, what I give attention to is what I continue to experience. And every tag to that stuff, it's so funny. It's actually really funny when you really think about it. I said, like, you know, we had that main character energy. That's what I call it now. I was just watching one of your videos and saw that you were live. Oh, Shalina! I am from Philly. Y15. I like hearing about you guys when you were young. You don't have to unlock the memories. I seen someone said, Hart said, traumas as a kid, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I had them too. We all had them. But the more, till recently, and I've been doing these practices for a while, I used to talk to myself in the mirror all the time. Constantly talking to myself in the mirror. And that's exactly what I do now. And that's what I love to do the most, is talk to you guys about create my own reality. I know now I can live an amazing life. I know now that's what I'm here to live. And it's about moving forward. And the more you accept where you're at and make the best of where you're at, fully accept where you're at, knowing what you're moving towards, those things will unlock themselves. They literally unlock themselves. Oh, I love that too, Leah. So I think about my daughter, and I always say what she used to love to do. She was dress up. She would get like just a blanket and make it into like a gown and stuff. And I always tell her that, like, and she's quiet too. Like all my kids are quiet because they're reflections of me. They're reflections of me. And she used to sing when she was little and she was so expressive. And then like, as you get older, the world just, I don't know, quiets those things down inside of us, right? Thank you. Oh, I love that, Stacy. Why do we have... Oh, you asked about that, Sheppy. So the reason why you have deja vu is because every reality exists. Every possibility exists. So deja vu is you just living something that you thought of, right? It's like, it's literally a timeline. It's like almost like jumping a timeline. So it's more of like knowing that everything's happening now. Everything exists now. Everything exists now. That's how I remember, who said that? Dolores Cannon. She's like, your wording makes a little bit of a difference, right? Everything exists now. So when you're like having that deja vu moment, you're just tapping into something that exists now because everything exists here and now. I always say, like, for me, I jumped timelines. So I see, and as soon as you think something, it's like that reality exists right now. It's all about you choosing what you want, and that's what you're moving forward. That's what you're moving towards. Like, and you're sticking to your guns. Like, I want this. This is what I want. Like, I want to live on the beach, and you're sticking to that. I want to live on the beach. I want to live on the beach. That's what I want. I want this car, and that's the car I want. And if you stick to that, knowing what you know now, because now you've done these practices for, you know it's done. Because that's why you want to learn how this stuff works. You want to learn how this reality works first. Because then you just know. You know everything exists now, and you only got to keep focusing on it, and then it's going to show up, right? When I started switching cars, like first I was Jeep, now I'm on Bronco. Well, that's all you're going to see now. That's all I see is a Bronco. I see it everywhere I look. Because now I'm like, oh, now I'm about the Bronco. First I was like Jeep. I was seeing Jeeps everywhere, white Jeeps. I want a white Jeep. And now I'm like, oh, no, I like the Bronco. And I went from like SUV to Jeep to Bronco. And like you see it everywhere. That's you manifesting it. You're literally manifesting it. That exists for you. That timeline exists for you. You can have whatever you want. It's all you. And that's why you want to get good at really reprogramming your mind with that kind of stuff, that everything exists now. Everything exists now, and then you start to get more discipline in your energy. You're not all over the place. Do I want it? Don't I want it? That's wonky energy, right? That doesn't feel good. And that's why we don't get it, because we're still wavering. And we're not trusting that it's done and it's going to show up. Don't worry about it. It will be here. Yeah, and you're not waiting. So